What's up, guys? Today, I'm going to tell you 12 basic tips that'll make you better at COD Mobile. Let's get right into it. Tip number 1. Learn common camping spots. Now hold on. I'm not saying you should become a camper. You've probably died to campers lots of times. And you know how frustrating that can be. So instead of complaining and hating on campers, why not try to take mental notes of those common camping spots? The next time you come across those spots, you can either avoid them or just skillfully check them to clear out campers.
And modern problems require modern solutions.
Trust me, preemptively thinking that someone might be in a spot will help you a lot. Tip number 2. Reloading. A lot of us have fallen victim to this, even I myself. Okay, let's imagine you're in a gunfight and your ammo finishes. What do? Do unnecessary movements while trying to reload. B. Tell the enemy to wait while you reload. C. Take cover, then reload. The answer is obviously C, but I feel like someone who has pro in their in-game name chose option A. And in cases where you're close to the enemy, just melee them. It's not a sin to use melee, just don't abuse it. Tip number 3. Watch pro players. They are called pro players for a reason. They play the game more than you, so they logically have more experience. Watching the gameplay of different pro players can teach you a lot of things, from positioning to movement techniques and even map awareness. And speaking of map awareness, tip number 4. Using your minimap. A lot of players casually forget about the usefulness of the minimap. The minimap provides vital information about enemy positions, the location of objectives, and the general flow of the game. Regularly glance at the minimap to stay informed about where your teammates are and where enemies might be. This can help you anticipate enemy movements and avoid getting flanked. It's like basically having a cheat sheet. Tip number 5. Warming up. When you log into the game, it's a good idea to warm up your fingers by spending a few minutes in the practice mode, or just playing some casual pub matches before jumping into ranked. One mode I personally like to play is Hardpoint and Shipment. You could also use that moment to test how good your internet is so you don't go into rank to cry. Tip number 6. Optimize loadouts for different maps. Different maps require different strategies and loadouts. For instance, smaller maps like Nuketown might favor SMGs or shotguns, while larger maps might benefit from sniper rifles or assault rifles. Always make sure you're prepared. That's why you have 10 loadouts. Tip number 7. The secret tip. This is one tip I don't really like telling other people, but for the sake of this video, I'll drop it. The tip is actually very easy. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button and drop a like, so the next time I post about COD mobile tips and tricks, YouTube would suggest the video to you. Tip number 8. Mute toxic teammates. As good as in-game communication is, negative communication can really be distracting and demoralizing. If you ever encounter that kind of teammate in-game, just mute them to avoid unnecessary drama. Tip number 9. Watch killcams sometimes. Someone just killed you, and you're like, how did that guy do that? He's probably hacking, and yet you didn't watch the killcam. Watching killcams sometimes can show you how your opponent outplayed you, or it can even give you an advantage of knowing where that opponent is going next. And who knows, you could even learn a new spot in that process. Tip number 10. Timing your streaks. Just because you get a score streak doesn't mean you should always pop it. Always try to be aware of your environment before using them. So always ask yourself before using a score streak how effective it's going to be. And if you want, you can watch this video on how to use some basic score streaks effectively by clicking on the card above. Tip number 11. Custom HUD. Your heads-up display, HUD. Bet you didn't know that was the meaning. Don't worry, I also didn't know. Customizing your HUD to suit your playstyle is crucial. Place buttons where they feel most comfortable and accessible to your thumbs. A well-optimized HUD layout can improve your reaction time and overall efficiency while playing. And the last and final tip number 12. If you're still watching at this point, you deserve a very big hug. It actually means a lot to me. Thanks. Why don't you join my Discord? It's a dead server, but who knows? You might just be that one person that'll bring it to life. And also a big shout out to Zealam for being my first member. If you also want to be a member and have access to exclusive perks, the link to join is also in the description. So the final tip, a very special one from me to you. Touch grass. As weird as it might seem, it's good to take breaks and connect with the real world. Who knows, she probably never asked you out because you don't come outside. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like and a comment saying you enjoyed it. See you in the next one.